Thank you for coming to my third episode of Beauty Basics. Today I'm going to show you something a little more advanced, not quite the basics, but I thought it was a fun thing to show, and it's my absolute favorite look on myself. It's the Halo eyeshadow technique. First, I'm going to start with the eyeshadow in Wildflower. And I'm just going to go in the crease. This is just your first color, and then we're going to layer a little bit on top. Just go back and forth. And then I'm just going to do a little bit underneath. Not a lot. And we're not worrying about blending at this point. Now I'm going to go in just below that with a shade called Rain Check. And again, just go back and forth. You can see I'm just below Wildflower that I started with. So now that you have that on, we're just going to create, with that same color Rain Check, a semicircle. Just bring it in. And on the other side also, just leaving a little bit open in the middle on the lid. So you can see the semicircle you created. It came in a little bit here, went around, came in a little bit this way, and you're just leaving it open a little bit in the middle. And so then we're going to do something similar underneath. Leave a little bit left out in the middle. And you'll find that line just a little bit. Okay, so at this point I am going to blend, but just a little bit. Just to soften this out just a tad. This is a more bold look, so you don't want to totally blend this out. Just a little, just to kind of mesh these colors together. And I'm just going to clean up a little. You could always wait till the end to do this, but I can't stand looking at it. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean a little bit up right now. And you can see it's blended, but still dramatic. And now I'm going to go in with my eye base and just put it on the middle of just a little bit. And then I'll rub that in. And a good place to know where to stop as far as how high up to go, paint a little on and then look up. And then when you bring your eye back down, you can see where it came up to. And then just blend that. And this is going to help the next part stick really well. You also want to fan it out slightly. Look up. And we're also going to put a little bit of the eye base underneath in the middle, that part that we kept open. Just kind of dab that in. Now I'm going to take the shade called Bling and put that in the middle, right on top of the eye base. And now that you have the eye base there, it's really going to help make this pop. So we're just going to dab it on and then fan out slightly. And then we're going to do it underneath in the middle. And then I'm going to go back with Rain Check, just a little bit, just so that looks like it's all meshing together. Blend that in a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same on the inner part of the semicircle. And I'll also go back underneath like I did before. Leave that middle open so we don't cover up the bling. And just for kicks, I'm going to go back over this where I did bling and put the shade Antique Pink on it. The more you layer this, you don't have to, but the more you layer it, repeating this procedure over and over again with all the shades, it's going to last longer and it's going to be a little more intense. So it's just up to you on how many layers you want to do. So here it is with some of the antique pink put on top. And then remember, go back under in the middle with the antique pink. And then one more time, I'm going to go back over it with Rain Check. You want it to have that little bit of an ombre effect. The colors kind of mesh together like this. Kind of feather it in. Semicircle. Leave a little out here. Don't want to cover up all the antique gold and bling. One more time underneath. And there's just one more little pat with antique gold. Just kind of dabbing it on. And back and forth. None in the middle. And then I'm just going to clean up again with my sponge. I don't know if you've noticed, the sounds changed a little bit. I was melting, so I had to turn on my fan. So just go ahead and clean up and ignore the fan. And at this point, I don't want to do any more blending because then it's going to take away from the halo effect. But you can see there's a semicircle that goes around, and you can see how the middle is accented with the antique gold and bling. And so I finished off my look with our LBD Little Black Dress gel liner. You need to use it with a brush. I love it. It dries fast. It stays put, especially in this heat. And then I use my favorite Fiber Lush mascara. Take a look. It's pretty easy to do. Takes a little bit of practice, but it's fun. It's such a pretty look. On my lips, I use the new pink lipstick. I blotted it with the tissue, and then I dabbed on Rock Candy from our Lip Candy collection on top. Thanks again for coming to my Beauty Basics makeup tutorial. Stay tuned for next week. It'll be another good one.